Hi there, Kyle Campbell with Dreamforge, coming at you with some extra tips to deal with stress. So, if you're on my website, you will notice that above this video, I've already gone over thoughts and food, which are a lot of what is stressing people out. So, I just thought I'd give some other quick tips in this video, try to have something fun, and here we go. So, like in a couple of my other videos, we talk about breathing. So here we go again. One of the biggest things you can do to reduce your stress is breathe correctly. It's the thing that provides the most energy with your body. It's the thing you do the most. And if you didn't do it, you would die within 5 minutes, most likely, unless you are someone special. But when babies are born, they don't have all this other extra stress. And so typically, unless they've got other problems, gut issues going on, something like that, typically they will breathe mostly from the belly down here, and then a little bit in their chest. If you watch them sleep, their bellies look kind of like a big billow. And that's kind of what you should be doing all the time. Unless you're doing a wrestling competition and you got someone's got you in a hold on your belly or something like that. But as we get stressed out, we tend to breathe more in our chest. I'm not exactly sure why that happens. It just is something that we tend to do. I think some of it has to do with our sitting life. Some of it has to do with gut issues, things like that. If your gut doesn't feel good, you're not going to want to move your gut a whole lot, right? But that's just the stress response. Is you start breathing through your chest, and then you start lifting up your chest with your neck to try to get more air. And that's not good for you. It doesn't stimulate good blood flow, which then your heart has to work harder, which then it says, hey, you need to breathe more. And it's just kind of a feedback loop that you get into. So just from the belly, so let's say if your breath was about 4 seconds, you would want to breathe for about 3 seconds in the belly before you started breathing in your chest. And that's not a hard and fast rule because your breath should be smooth. It's just kind of a way to say that you should be breathing mostly through your belly and a little through your chest. And you want to be doing both. You don't want to only be breathing through your belly. So if you're feeling stressed out, just like they used to teach us in school, take a couple deep breaths and you should be back on track. And something that my coach, Ben King, told me is just maybe put a smile on your face. Maybe stand up straight. Just think about a time when you were feeling really good and act like that. And you'll get those. Your body and your mind don't interpret imagination and reality any differently. So if you put a smile on your face and you stand up straight and you get in a posture of I'm going to do this, then your body's going to be like, man, I'm on fire. Let's go. And you're going to start to feel good. And then another thing, just kind of off the top of my head, when it comes to stress is maybe take a nap or figure out some way to go be in a quiet place for a bit and just relax. A lot of times we don't relax, and I don't think most people's TV habits count as relaxing because you're watching something. Well, first off, the TV will actually put you in I think it's called hypnagogic state, but it's basically kind of the same state you go into when you're being hypnotized, but it's below what I think is called the basal rate, and that's just your normal baseline. So it'll put you below your baseline, but at the same time, like if you read my blog above, I talked about the unconscious mind. That's programming your unconscious mind. So if you're watching the news, if you're watching a scary movie, if you're watching something that could potentially be stressful. If you put yourself in that situation, you're most likely not relieving your stress levels, because you're programming your subconscious mind. You're putting yourself in a state that's consuming less energy than you normally would, and it's just typically not very good for you. Um, if you're watching a documentary or something like something animals with animals, or something else that's informative, that's not putting you in a stressful situation, then that would be good. But more than likely, just going and taking a nap and turning off for a little bit is going to be much better than that. Um, One suggestion I also have is meditation. I know a lot of people don't like that, but sleep is the ultimate meditation, which is why I say take naps. So, some advice on nap taking: don't try not to take a nap for longer than 20 minutes, because you will probably actually fall asleep at that point, and then if you try to wake up from that, you're going to be all groggy, and then when you try to go back to bed that night, your body's going to be like, well, I already got one cycle in, so I probably don't need to go to sleep yet. And you definitely don't want to mess up with your sleep patterns. So this is Kyle Campbell with Dreamforge. I hope my tips have been helpful, and I will see you next time.